Greetings, I am so excited to be here. One of the things that we've been working on in Vernon for quite some time is to hire a new Director of Special Services. So I have with me today as my guest, Deb Merrill. She's coming to us from Kittatinny, and although she's not officially with us yet here in Vernon, that won't happen until mid to late February. I really wanted to have a conversation with her, just like Dr. McKay did when I came on board, so that we could really show her off to the community and have you get familiar with Deb. I'm so excited that you're coming to us. So talk to me just a little bit about your experiences in Kittatinny. You've been there for quite some time and has held many positions in the district. So why don't you talk to me a little bit about that?
Well, I started my educational career at Kittatinny. I tell everybody I grew up in Kittatinny and I started in the mailroom. I actually started substitute teaching at Kittatinny. And then I was asked to do a long-term sub-position in a resource room. Okay. And in doing that, I realized that this was something I could become very excited and passionate about. So they advertised for a special ed paraprofessional. Mm-hmm. I became a special ed paraprofessional, and while I had a college degree in science, I had a long road to work to get my teaching certificate. Mm-hmm, so while I was working on that, I worked as a paraprofessional. I then became a special ed teacher at Kittatinny and taught for 9 years as a special ed teacher. The Director of Special Services job opened up, and I applied for that. I met a woman, the woman who hired me as a paraprofessional, the Director of Special Services. I watched her day in and day out, and as I watched her, I thought, that is the job I want.
She's very brave. For anyone to say they want to be the Director of Special Services, I mean, quite honestly, it is a very, very challenging job, a necessary job in education, absolutely necessary, because in Vernon, as many of you know, it's so important to represent all of our students, particularly our special education students. So you saw the special ed director day in and day out and thought, that's what I want to do.
Absolutely, and I actually visualized myself sitting at her desk, and it took me 11 years
to get there, there. And a great life lesson on perseverance and dedication.
Yes, and I was very proud to be able to show my kids and the kids at Kittatinny that
what it takes to get somewhere.
And you're never too, old to take a chance and start over.
Yeah. And that actually brings us to how Deb is actually ending up with us here in Vernon. So, you shared with me a little bit that, you weren't really looking, to leave where you were. She was quite happy, in Kittatinny. So now that you are making the transition to Vernon, as I said to our viewers, she's not officially with us yet, will be mid to late February. Talk to me a little bit about, maybe what excites you about coming to Vernon or things that are exciting about a new opportunity. Share with myself and the audience a little bit about that.
When I decided to apply for the position, I got thinking about, it's a little scary to leave a place that you've been for 18 years. And as I got talking to people in the community about Vernon, so much of the feedback I got was positive about the teachers, the administrators, the people in the community. I actually work with a number of people whose children are students here, and everything that I heard was positive, which is part of what made me decide to pursue it. I also am a lifelong learner. I'm always interested in improving myself and looking for opportunities where I can, help in situations and apply my knowledge to improving things. So.
And I mean, teaching or education is really a helping profession anyway, right? So it doesn't matter whether you're a teacher or a paraprofessional or a secretary or a custodian. Part of it is that all of us have to come together to work collaboratively to make for really good learning experiences and opportunities for our students. One of the other things that that Deb indicated she wanted to share was about the process. So for the viewers at home, whether you realize it or not, when folks interview for a level like this, a Director of Special Services, it's a higher level position. It's a little bit different than when people come in and interview, for a teaching position or for another position here in the district. So the process in Vernon was something new. It was something that I brought when I came here as superintendent, and share maybe your reflections of, you know, what it was like to go through that process and what it was, you know, who was a committee or individual, and maybe just some details.
I was very impressed from the start, the number of people who were involved in the interviewing process at you know, every level. There were always 10, 15 people involved with the process, and a lot of different people from the community and teachers
and case managers and supervisors and parents
and young teachers and old teachers. So that part impressed me right from the beginning. That the time was being taken to do this in a very well organized and structured manner. It was a long process.
Yes, it was.
And
probably a bit nerve-wracking for you.
It was nerve-wracking, and I think I shared with you, you know, as you go along and after every interview, you're thinking, oh gosh, what if I don't, you know, move to the next level? Or, oh my goodness, what if I move to the next level? You know, so, but
it's quite exciting. And it reminds me, and I think I've shared with some folks, and maybe at a board meeting, that I said that every time I got another call to go back, I'd leave an interview in Vernon, and I would say, oh, I hope they call me, I hope they call me, because I loved it here. It was just so beautiful, and everybody was so kind. I felt like the process in hiring me was very thorough as well. And every time I left, I thought, oh, I hope I get a call. And every time I got a call, I was like, yay, I'm going back. You know, so, you know, anything else that you'd like to share with our viewers?
Well, I think it's important that I have experienced so many positions in the special ed realm, because I understand what the paraprofessionals and the aides are dealing with every day. I understand what it's like to come in as a substitute and be a substitute teacher in a resource room.
Yes,
absolutely. I know what it's like to work in a self-contained setting or be co-teaching in a in-class support situation. So
that's important.
I think that's important as you know, you start trying to work with the people in the building.
Yeah, I agree. Well, you know what, we're super excited to have you. I know it's going to be some time yet, but you know, for all of our viewers at home in Vernon, I know that you'll extend a warm welcome to our new Director of Special Services. You've extended me a warm welcome. I'm still super excited to be here in Vernon. I'm excited to welcome another member of the team, and of course, you know, Dr. McKay is still with us doing all the wonderful things he does, and of course, Matt, who takes care of us with our podcasts, and all the great people here in Vernon. So thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you soon. So we're going to start with your background in Kittatinny, and then maybe talk about the reason you came here, and then we'll talk about the process.
You know what, I have to tell you guys, you know what I did out of college? I was an ag major.
You were?
Yeah, I wanted to be a vet and a farmer.
There you go.
My first job out of college, I was a stockbroker on Wall Street.
Really? How did you go from agriculture to stockbroker?
Well, the last course I took my senior year was on the commodities market.
Okay.
And I thought, this is so fascinating. I have to explore this. And I went into the city and talked my way into the Shearson American Express training program. I went to Chicago for 8 weeks for training, and came back and worked on Wall Street. Yeah, hold on just a minute. Let's see, why did I come to? You know, I have to tell you though, this is, I believe that everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, me too.
I think we get clues as we move along about choices we're supposed to make. And I was sitting at my desk in September. I hadn't really been looking for a job. And the kids had gone, and it was quiet, and I was working on some observations, and I thought, I wonder what's out there.
Let me just see.
And I typed in K-12 job spot. Vernon popped up, and you had posted, like, they always show how long you posted.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And it had posted an hour ago.
Wow, see?
I got goosebumps.
It's meant to be. You're like, I need to throw my hat in the ring.